What's going on, everybody? Exactly a week ago, my wife and I just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, our silver anniversary, which is a milestone. That's our first, I guess our first major milestone, which is amazing. Many people are they're amazed and surprised, not because it's my wife for me, it's just because, wow, 25 years, and that's kind of it's kind of sad that anything after 5 years, it's a surprise. And nowadays, people after 5 years, many marriages are not lasting for more than 5 years, even within the church, and it's very, very sad. So, I've done videos like these before, either for my wife's birthday or during our anniversary. So, 4 key things to marriage. All right, these are 4 other. So a couple of these may be repetitive to my other videos. Who cares? They're very, very important. Number 1, God needs to be priority. He needs to be priority. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." We sometimes put our spouses in priority, and we sometimes put the pressure on them to fulfill things that only God can fulfill, and that's not fair to our spouses. Joshua 24:15, "But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." He has to come first in your household. You have to make sure that you are serving God and God alone. And James 4:7 says, "Submit yourselves unto God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." If you put God first, because the enemy wants to attack your marriage. He's going to try and attack your marriage. But if you are submitting to God, you stay firm with God. You stay firm with God. Your marriage will sustain. All right. Number 2, men, love your spouses. Men, you gotta make sure you love your wives. Love your wives. I know I've read this before. They're gonna be a little different. I'm gonna go Colossians 3:19. Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. I know usually my videos are usually with addressing both men and women, but it starts with the men. Guys, God has put us in charge of our household. And I know many people will submit to wives, submit to your spouses. Well, you know what Ephesians 5:21 says? Submit to one another. We need to submit to each other. Men, submit to your wives. Yeah, wives, you need to submit to your husbands. All right? And this is my key fact. This has always been my key verse when it comes to my marriage. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. You know what he did? Christ died for us. Christ died for the church. We need to be willing to die for our wives. I'm willing to die for my wife. I'm willing to die for Claudia. Yeah, I'm willing to die for my kids as well. But how many of you are willing to say you're willing to die for your wife? If you're not following the Bible. Just that simple. Number 3, forgiveness. Why is forgiveness so important? Well, it's a commandment. It's a commandment. Matthew 6:15 says, if you do not forgive others their sins against you, your Father will not forgive your sins. And if your sins are not forgiven, you do not go to heaven. It's just that simple. Can be, how can you move forward with your marriage if you do not forgive and you're holding on to a grudge? All right, Proverbs 17:9 says, "Love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends." And who's your closest friend? It needs to be your spouse. If your spouse is my best friend is my wife. She's my best friend, and I'm her best friend. And if we don't want to be separated from each other, if we don't want a wall built, we need to forgive each other, and we have. That's what we just celebrated 25 years of marriage. Forgiveness. And another one, never give up. This has been our biggest one. And my wife, as a matter of fact, gave me an amazing card for our 25-year anniversary. It says, "Thank you for never giving up on us." All right. It's important. James 1:12 says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him." Our marriage, my wife and I, our marriage has gone through many trials. All right, we've gone through many trials. All right, and some of you do know some of those trials. And guess what? We have not given up. Here we are. Here we are. Even when one of us is ready to throw in the towel, the other one is there to pick us up and go, "Hey, I'm not giving up." No, we're not done yet. We're not done. God always has one of us on point and has one of us fighting for the marriage. Sometimes it's both of us. Sometimes we say, "You know what? No matter what we're going through, we're going to get through it together." And 1 Corinthians 13:7, which is the best verse. Love never gives up.